Hello and welcome to What's the Beef with Joseph Bell
and Jessica Eyre. On today's show, we're bringing you news of
Prideaux's Really Youthful Theatre Company,
Prideaux's Town Centre,
as well as all the latest local weather with Rebecca Dunnage and
exclusive Olympic news.
Good morning, it's just after 10 a.m. on Friday the 16th of March.
First up, it's Wychwood House.
Joining us to tell us more about Wychwood House is Johnny McGuigan, one of the actors and students at Prideaux Community High School. Hi, Johnny.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for being with us here, Johnny. So, for those who haven't seen the play, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, basically, Wychwood House is a musical story which was written by Carl Boyd and Yvonne Rushmere, and it focuses around 7 or 8 main tales, which are sort of little short stories which have all been put together to make one big show. And the story, without giving too much away, is based in an asylum called Wychwood House, and it's curated and narrated by the area's owner, Mr. Snaith, and obviously Mrs. Moore, who go through and tell the story, but also have some little tales. So, for example, in one of the stories I'm in, there's a character called Lavabo, who has 2 friends, Krisha and Gertie, who basically go through the story, and they're children at a boarding school, and they end up going downstairs into a cellar because they were left unsupervised for a while, and one of them actually dies in the cellar, and the story develops from there. So it's a bit of a gruesome story, but obviously it has some very good special effects in.
Oh, good.
It's had a great run so far, hasn't it?
Definitely. I mean, we've sold out on the first night and on several of the other nights, which we've never really done before, specifically on the Tuesday night. It was fantastic to be able to sell as many tickets as we did, so that was really good for us as well. And obviously now it's just a real big push for our next show.
Something's happening on the 19th of April. Can you tell us something about that?
Exactly, yeah. The 19th of April is our charity performance, so if you'd like to come along, we've got loads of tickets for that one, and it's basically helping us to raise some money for some of the ventures we're doing later in the later this year, really, and later in the school year. But it's also a really nice, for anyone who maybe has already seen the show, or for people who haven't ever seen the show, it's really nice to come along to the charity performance because it's that last time that the cast ever get to perform the show. It also means we get to feature some of the extras, songs and stories from previous shows from previous years we're doing this year in our charity performance, so everyone gets a bit of sort of reminiscing to it, so they can see all the different things that are happening.
Well, that sounds really good. So you're going to have to save us 2 tickets for that. It sounds brilliant.
Definitely. I mean, they're definitely on the door. If anyone would like to buy tickets, if I can just use a quick pull and a plug for the show, they can ring 01661 839 380. No, they could ring 01661 832 486, or they could go to www.pchs.org.uk, or even get tickets from the main office. It's really, really simple.
Yeah, that's good.
An easy way to get those.
Oh, we want this.
And just quickly, we hear the next show is Amelie.
Well, it's technically not actually. Our next show is on the Fringe. We're going up in July, in fact, just actually at the start of August, and we're taking up Macbeth, which was a show we did 2 years ago, which was a musical rock opera of the course of Shakespeare's Macbeth. And we're taking that up to Fringe for around about a week, and we're doing some performances there at Nidri, the space in Nidri Street, on just off the Royal Mile, which is a fantastic venue. It's great to be able to do, and again, that's about an hour and a half show musical that tells the story of Macbeth, but with some subtle changes. So, for example, all of the males are actually females, little things like that, which are just designed to help that, and some real life sword fighting. I mean, I think maybe we'll send you some pictures maybe from it when we get there. We have actually got real swords, which is really nice for everyone, and I even get to hold a sword during the show, so definitely a good one. Amelie, though, is also a really good show. Looking forward to that one. That's actually coming all the way from, of course, the French film, which was shot, I think, in 2001. Fantastic film. If you haven't seen it, definitely want to go and see. But it's a really nice show as well. It's sort of it's a very big contrast to what we've ever done really before. So it's a nice one for an actor to be able to do, and for obviously all the cast to be able to do. But it's a nice one, I suppose, for Miss Rushmere and Mr. Boyd to write as well. And Zoe Allen, who's playing the lead role of Amelie, fantastic on the Saturday night. And another thing, if you go along to the charity performance, you'll get to see her song from that show as well, which was just fantastic. I mean, it really is a gorgeous show to go and see, and the songs that we've heard so far, sort of a new sort of theme to them with a pop sort of French theme in it, which is just fantastic, and it really is fantastic.
So, as Amelie's your next show, what was the idea behind that?
I think the idea was really behind the show is to give a bit of a stark contrast to everything we've done before. So the idea being that we've never ever done really a show like Amelie before. It's always been gothic horror. So we did Macbeth, Kind Hearts and Coronets, where 8 people died. We then did Macbeth, where obviously a lot of people died. 15 Streets, where lots and lots of people died, and it was a horrible, like a sort of a quite gruesome show there.
Quite a lot of death.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of death throughout, obviously, and a lot of blood and different things. Although this year we don't actually have any blood on stage, which is a pretty big one for Mr. Boyd and for Mr. Schmidt. Again, the 15 Streets didn't have much, but still had a little bit though. So it's an interesting one there. But I think it allows everyone to showcase lots of different styles and lots of different acrobats, and it's a really nice show and just a really nice theme. And I mean, for people like myself and for all the rest of the cast, it really is a nice one to be able to be part of.
Well, thank you very much, Johnny, and
thanks
we'll
for
wish you good luck with the rest of the shows.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Now, plans to redevelop Prideaux Town Centre have caused some major uproar over the last few months.
And as Johnny McGuigan investigates, these plans certainly haven't been a hit with the town.
Prideaux Town is set to undergo a major redevelopment under plans by Sainsbury's plc to place a supermarket in the town. The supermarket, which is expected to cost over £10 million, will be placed in the town from 2013. Building is expected to start late in 2012, until recently when the Co-op, along with Prideaux Town Council, submitted a judicial review. We went along to find out a bit more about why the town was so against the plans.
I think it's disgusting because everybody keeps saying there's going to be development and it's not. There's no development happening except for the library.
I certainly think that Prideaux deserves and needs something. I'm not quite sure whether the plans in its present form are it.
The size of the supermarket, it's 3.5 times the size of the existing Co-op, so to me it would create much unfair advantage in the town, as well as having a major detrimental impact on the rest of the traders in the town as well.
If you want to share your views of the current plans for Sun Street, get in touch with us via the details on the screen now.
Or on the website via Twitter and Facebook, or via email at wtb@anynews.co.uk, or visit our website at www.anynews.co.uk/WTB.
In other news, over the last few months, Rob West, a PE teacher at Prideaux Community High School, has been organising a huge fundraising programme to raise awareness for men's prostate cancer.
Through his organisation of Movember, with the male staff and sixth formers of the school, and via several other enterprise challenges, he managed to raise thousands of pounds to support the cause. And, as he explains, the task has been difficult, but it was all worthwhile in the long run.
Best of luck with your fundraising, Rob.
Let's hope Rebecca has more good news with the weather, but judging by this morning so far, I can't actually see it being great.
No.
Thanks, Jess. Now, today's weather hasn't been looking great. Rather cloudy with patchy light rain for the rest of the day, and the highest temperatures reaching 13 degrees. But over the weekend, the rain should ease with more sunny spells instead of slight overcast. We'll have a sunny start to our Saturday, but a gradual cloud build-up over the course of the day. Temperatures should hopefully reach 12 degrees with our fingers crossed. And next week looks rather familiar with similar patterns shown to last week. But don't get too excited, it's still typical March weather. Back to you, Jess and Joseph.
Thanks, Rebecca. Not looking too bad for Saturday, but knowing our luck, we'll still need our brollies.
And finally, we've just got time to tell you about some exclusive Olympic news that'll be coming through Prideaux in this summer.
Prideaux has been announced as one of the lead towns making up the torch route through England this August.
The torch, designed by Edward Barber and Jay Osgerby from London, will be carried by an inspirational people across the country. The final route is yet to be confirmed, but it promises to be another great tourist attraction for the town.
Well, that's all for now, but we'll be back on Monday with a full news roundup and all of the week's sporting action.
But for now, have a nice weekend. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Good morning, it's just after 10 AM on Friday the 16th of March.
First up, Ghost Ghouls and Scary Tales are on the order of the day for the catch of Westwood.
Yeah. Josh?
Good morning, it's just after 10 AM on Friday. Good morning. Rob has managed to raise thousands. Rob has managed to raise thousands. Oh, did you? Sorry, I didn't hear you. Rob has managed to raise thousands of pounds to support the cause, and, as Rob explains, the task has been long and hard, but it was all worth it.
I don't know to say long and hard.
We can't get over the long and hard thing. Oh, God.
Just not long and hard, I'm sorry.
The task has been difficult, but it was all worthwhile in the long run.
Dies and the story sort of proceeds from there. So it's a bit of a gruesome story at times, but at the same time, it has some nice parts too. So it's a funny one too. Let's continue on.
I was holding it in there.
Carry on. So,
I'm
thanks for
sorry.
being with me, and I'm happy to be here too. So it sounds really good. It's been a great run so far, really. We've had some
I couldn't keep that in any longer. It was him going. It's his. He was going like smiling.
I was fine. This year.
The torch, designed by Edward Barber and Jay Osgerby from London. I'm sorry, that was an impossible name to read. Can we start? The torch, designed by Edward Barber and Jay Osgerby from London, will be carried by inspirational people from across the country.
The final. I can't say